This is the Mi Band 5. It looks and feels a lot like the Mi Band 4 that I daily drive, but it's got some special new features. So, is it good enough to convince me to upgrade from my Mi Band 4? Well, let's find out. So this is the Mi Band 5 box. Super simple packaging. The all black box looks cool though. Anyway, tearing it open, inside we get the Mi Band 5, the proprietary charging cable, and finally this booklet. It's one of the thickest user manuals that I've seen in recent times. Anyway, that's all for the unboxing. But before we get back to the main event, if you have been liking my unboxing video thus far, then please consider subscribing and turning on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Coming back, the biggest change here has got to be the new clip-on charger. It solves the biggest gripe that I've had with my Mi Band 4. Okay, to be fair, it isn't something that's wrong with just the Mi Band 4, it's a long-running design choice that forces us to remove the tracker from the Mi Band every time we want to put it on charge. Well, the Mi Band 5 completely bypasses that problem. We can have the tracker in the band and still charge it up. What's more, it's magnetic. Reminds me of Apple's MagSafe connector for laptops. To be fair, it latches on a bit harder and isn't as easy to yank off. But hey, I think that's gonna be more of a pro than a con. Also, quick side note, but I think I prefer this implementation more than the integrated USB charger of the Redmi or Realme bands. Yes, we do have to carry a proprietary charging dock around, but personally, I think the process is much more simpler and we won't end up with loose or damaged bands after multiple charges. Anyway, moving on to the other physical changes, the display size has gone up 20%. From 0.95 to 1.1 inches. It's still AMOLED, and Xiaomi has turned up the maximum brightness from 400 to 450 nits, making it even easier to read the screen outdoors. The panel itself looks nice and sharp, and I had no trouble reading notifications from it. It's also protected by 2.5D reinforced curved glass, and Xiaomi has added an anti-fingerprint layer to it. How does it fare in the long run though? Well, that's something we can only say in a full review. As for the band, it's still plastic with a metal buckle, just like the Mi Band 4. But the dimensions are a little different, which is why the Mi Band 5 isn't backwards compatible. Speaking about bands, we now have them in 6 dual tone colors. These new bands have the area surrounding the tracker in black, while the rest of the band is of a different bright color, giving the Mi Band 5 an unibody look. Anyway, we just have the regular black band here, and it feels just as comfortable on my wrist as my regular Mi Band 4. Swiping through the menus, I immediately appreciated the larger screen real estate. The icons look a little bigger and the interface felt pretty fast and responsive. Other than the touchscreen, we also get this capacitive touch button on the bottom of the bezel. Like the Mi Band 4, it serves to wake up the band and we can also use it as a back button. So navigation wise, pretty much nothing has changed. We even have raise to wake and it works just fine. Anyway, enough about how this thing looks. Let's check out how the software works on it. This is the home screen and we have plenty of watch faces that we can choose from. Like every other Mi Band before it, the Mi Band 5 pairs with the Mi Fit app on our smartphone and that's where we find most of the controls for it. Now the Mi Band 4 already had loads of choices when it came to watch faces, and with the Mi Band 5, Xiaomi is adding to that collection with wallpapers from popular animated characters. Now I'm not gonna go through all the features on the Mi Band one by one because that's kind of boring, right? Instead, I'm focusing on what's new here. Starting with the fact that the Mi Band 5 can now track 11 different sports modes. Outdoor running, power walking, cycling, indoor running, pool swimming, freestyle, indoor cycling, elliptical, jump rope, yoga, rowing machine. So 5 more than what the Mi Band 4 can. And yes, we can swim with the Mi Band 5 since it can survive up to a pressure of 5 atmospheres underwater. Along with that, we now also get 24/7 tracking with REM sleep tracking being included into the list. That adds on to the 24/7 heart rate tracking that was introduced with the Mi Band 4. But looks like the Mi Band 5 is stepping that up with a 3-axis accelerometer, 3-axis gyroscope, along with a PPG heart rate sensor that Xiaomi claims is 50% more accurate. Again, that's something we'll test out in more detail in our full review. Now, one thing that I'm really excited to try out is the stress meter. It claims to give a stress score based on a number of factors, and I would really like to see how accurate it is on a day-to-day basis. There's also a breathing feature, which I'm guessing is there to lower down our stress levels. Along with that, we also have PAI, which is a psychology advisory indicator which is supposed to track our mood through the week. Once more, very interested to see how that works out. Xiaomi has also included a new feature that lets female users use the Mi Band 5 to keep track of their feminine needs. Other than that, we have the usual host of Bluetooth 5.0 powered features like music control, find my phone, and now on top of that, we also have a remote shutter button for the smartphone camera. That's something we have had to do through a third-party app on the Mi Band 4, and now it's available on the watch itself by default. Other than that, we now also have a world clock right on the band, which is pretty convenient. That's about it though for new features. Now one super interesting thing in the Mi Band 5 spec list is that it mentions a digital MEMS microphone. Now what that thing does is something I don't really know. So if any of you guys have any idea, let me know in the comments. Also, would you want a video detailing all the software features on the Mi Band 5 and the Mi Fit app? Again, let me know in the comments and we'll try to make it happen. Finally then, let's wrap this one up by talking a bit about the battery life. Interestingly, the actual capacity of the battery inside the band has decreased from 135 mAh to 125 mAh. Couple that with the bigger screen size and Xiaomi's estimated battery life with the Mi Band 5 has dropped from 20 to 14 days. Now generally I'm pretty skeptical when it comes to companies and quoted battery lives, but this time I'll give Xiaomi a pass since in the past they've been pretty accurate when it comes to quoted battery life in their Mi Band series. So that's the Mi Band 5. It might not be as big of an upgrade as the Mi Band 3 to 4 was, but it does improve on a few key features like the bigger screen and a much more elegant charging solution. And that's reflected in the price as well. In China, the Mi Band 5 is priced at 189 yuan. Converted, that's around 2000 Indian rupees. Paying 40 yuan extra gets us the NFC variant. Now Xiaomi has brought every generation of the Mi Band here to India, so I do expect that the Mi Band 5 will make its way here pretty soon. And when it does, I don't expect Xiaomi to price it too high. After all, the Mi Band 4 is currently selling in India for 2300 rupees and I expect the Mi Band 5, the non-NFC version, to slot in at somewhere around the 2500 rupee mark. So what do you guys think? What would be a good price for the Mi Band 5 here in India? Let me know in the comments below. As for me, well, I'll have to spend some more time with the device before I get to pull the trigger. Decide if I want to upgrade to it or not. In the meanwhile, go nuts in the comments. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. Thanks a lot for watching till the end, guys. Have a great one. Cheers.